Hey there, my name is Rich and I'm the founder of SPOK'D. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a rider teardown. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to be walking through a SPOK'D Riders account and just highlighting a couple of bits and bobs of things that we can improve on and things that we're doing well. So the SPOK'D Rider's name is Tom. Tom is training towards a 5-minute training plan. He has power and he also has heart rate. And the three key things that we're going to be covering today is one is that we're going to be looking at free rides, we're going to be analyzing a planned session, and then we're just going to be digging into the training changes. So first off, we'll dig into a free ride. So we can see through Tom's training that he uses quite a few free rides. So probably particularly in the summer, you'd be probably doing a lot of bunch rides, or you could be commuting to work and they may not fit in with the planned workouts, which is cool. So SPOK'D has this free ride, this sort of non-planned ride that allows you to upload that workload to be factored into the plan algorithms. Now, there are a couple of things to bear in mind when using free rides. So the number one principle that you need to bear in mind is that you've got to try and match your time available to train with your ride time. So let's just say, let's have a look at this one here. So we can sort of see this is an hour zone 5 plan ride, and the free ride was an hour 23. So what you'd be doing just before you upload your free ride is that you'd adjust the planned workout to be sort of 90 minutes. So yeah, so what we're trying to achieve here is that with the planned volume that you set, SPOK'D will get the correct balance of intensity right for that. Now, we're now to dig into a plan ride. So we can sort of see in this session here is a 2-hour ride. What was on the menu? We had pretty much nearly sort of 60 minutes of zone 2 work. Now we can sort of see here we've overridden what's been prescribed, but let's dig into the session breakdown. So yeah, so Tom trains with power and he also trains with heart rate, but because power is there, SPOK'D will analyze power first. Now, looking at the power zone breakdown, we can sort of see that we've overridden zone 1, underridden zone 2, and then spent way too much time in zone 3, 4, and 5. So what we can sort of indicate here is that what I would be suggesting is that you need to back it off. So you need to bring down your zone 1, so you've got to be really sort of be mindful of how you're riding, and then be more conscious of how you're sort of spending time in zone 2. So it's very easy for your power to sort of clock up on a climb, but do your best to stay within the zone, because what SPOK'D has is that we have this leniency, and this is essentially a percentage of time you spend away from the plan. And you can sort of see there's a variance there, and even then Tom hasn't been able to match that. So that's probably one piece of advice, is that looking ahead, is that trying to make your easy stuff easy and sort of be more mindful of where you're riding. And then lastly, we're going to dig into the training changes. So we can sort of see the way that Tom rides at the moment is there are a lot of free rides. And how is this reflected within the sort of plan algorithms? So within summary, we can sort of see within the training changes that SPOK'D is trying to bring down, well, it is bringing down your zone 3 and zone 4 work. So what this would suggest is that your training is starting to become sort of too middle ground. There's not enough sort of easy work and there's not enough sort of tough work. You're overriding your zone 3, zone 4 work. So it's trying to bring you down and trying to back off the workload. So this can sort of be mirrored within the benchmarks area. So plan insight, benchmarks, and if we're to go over here, so this is that leniency. So that's that percentage of time from the planned time that's suggested in the workouts. And what we can sort of see here on the graph on the right is that, yeah, we've got power and heart rate zones and then the different session focuses. So we can see, so for power, training with zone 1, so it's just a purely an endurance-based session, that Tom is typically spending too much time in zone 2, but it's not too bad in zone 3, zone 4. Now with the zone 2 focus session, we can sort of see that, yes, spending too much time here, but he is making a conscious effort. So I think it's going to be very hard to be at 0%, especially riding on the road. So the ambition is to have these as low as possible. So they're the three pieces of advice. Is about the free rides. So it's making sure that the time that you set equals the time that you ride. being more aware of when you're riding a planned session. So when it is a zone 2 or you have a zone 3, really be mindful of trying to stick to that zone 1. In doing so, that will make sure your easy stuff stays easy, which will allow you to really make the most of those high intense sessions. Now, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to us at hello@SPOK'D.com.